All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How's everyone going? We're going to do a little bit of learning today. Just learn a bit more about our breakout strategies and how to read the charts. Alrighty then. Let's get down to business. I am Jared and this is Crypto Plan. How are you going? I hope you're well. Please like the video, please subscribe to the channel if you're into chart analysis and you found me by some random reason because of the YouTube algorithm. It'll help get this stuff out there to other people, but I don't mess around with that stuff too much. I just want to tell people what I see on the charts, and hopefully we can all hold through this terrible correction that's just been going on and actually make some money. Now, I'm on the game credits chart because I can see a pop. I can see a 43% pop in game credits. And why is that? Is there any particular reason why game credits has gone 43% today and the rest of the altcoins that I've got on my watch list anyway are between 2 and 10%? I don't know. Is there news? Is there fundamentals? Or is it just the charts? Is it just the way the sellers get worn out and the buyers come in and then the price discovery begins, right? Or the price action begins. So let's have a look at it in fine detail. I'm on my weekly chart. I'm on the daily chart on my weekly chart setup. And as I said in my last video, I found a way to make sure that the indicator, for those of you that use TradingView, if you go to the indicator, so I'm on an indicator, a 30 length indicator, but it's stuck to the 1 week. So whether I change that to 8 hourly or 3 day or weekly or monthly, it's always the 30 MA, right? So I always know where my line in the sand is that tells me, hey, that's the line I want to cross, because this new strategy I'm learning, and it's not for everyone, as in this is the sort of strategy and the sort of setup that, say, if you had, a risk tolerance to trade $500 or, 1% or 2% of your portfolio per trade, these are the sort of things you're looking for. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that right now is the time to get in, because this could be a fake out. It could just be the fact that we've got a resistance line here and we need a breakthrough, and it might just get up there and tap back. So yes, you could have sniped the bottom and trade up to that line, but we're talking about capturing big moves. We want to capture these sort of moves, the run up from here to there, or the breakout of this 30 MA back here all the way there. So we're talking about, what was that? That was 930% move, right? So if we can catch, even a 400 or 500% move in a short amount of time, because that was only 8th of Feb to 22nd, so probably 4 to 8 weeks there, you would have captured a fair chunk of that 900% move. So how did we do that? Let's go back over here. When this thing was trying to cross the just hold on a second there. I'm going to get rid of that. When we were trying to cross this moving average, so we were hovering along it, kind of resistance, tight price range, right? But you can see down here, as it kind of curves up, you can see that volume slightly, a couple of bigger green bars, pullback, big red volume, bigger green volume. So there's kind of like an uptick in volume, and then there was kind of a bit of a spike. So that's what we're looking at over here. The same deal over here. We've got really low volume, kind of sellers getting shaken out, price going down, big sell off the other day, found a new bottom, kind of bounced back pretty well, but the volume has picked up. The last 4 days in volume, twice the average volume of the previous 4 days, right? So maybe even more than twice the average volume of the previous 4 days. So there's some buyers coming, there's some people that have probably been sitting on the sidelines going, I'm ready to enter now. I'm ready to enter. Now, I don't think this thing's going to play out, instantly, but it's one to watch. And this is the sort of thing you look at. These are early indicators you got to look out on the chart to see when when we break out. Now, you could say that if volume continues to increase, tomorrow we get a good volume run and price goes up, you might want to set a buy order, and this doesn't have to be game credits. This could be any asset, it could be bananas you're buying, right? Set your price target just above the 30-week moving average. So you want to break above the 30-week moving average on above average volume. So you set a buy order somewhere around here, a stop limit order. So I want to buy it above here and no higher than that line, so I want to buy it above here, 15 cents, no higher than 19. Make sure your order doesn't run away on you if the price runs away. And then when your order gets filled, you set a stop loss, at the 30 MA. So you say, if it falls back below, it was a fake out and I'll try again, you know what I mean? So from a risk perspective, you're only going to lose a small amount, but if the trade pops, you're going to win a lot. So these are the sort of things we're looking at. But, it's really good to see game credits and, it's not the most popular coin, but it's been around a long time. And I do believe the project is developing and they're working on things and they're working on, at conferences, and there's activity in the ecosystem anyway, so it's not a dead project. It's not a dead coin. So there's a little bit of buy-in there, and it's good to see that there's buyers there, compared to other projects, and looking down my list over here, I can't see anything else in the 40s right now. So it's game's time to pop. And this is a good sign as well for altcoins, is that when they start to individually decouple, we're starting to get that popcorn effect, right? Where the odd popcorn kernel goes off here, there, everywhere. And then next thing you know, the whole bag's popping. So hopefully these are bullish signs of things to come. Now, while we wrap this up, I just want to show you a few more cases of this on charts that I've been trading recently that shows you this pattern and how to get in at the right time, because you could have bought this dip here, but you're locked in for so many days. It goes up, gets exciting, and then it falls back down again, So we've had the double tap back test of the breakout, right? So if this was the breakout level, or that's the breakout level, we've had a double tap back test. So best time to buy in that after the second back test. Now we're firing up there. So this is a good thing. We're seeing some good things on the chart. Now we're going to go back in history. We're going to go back in history here, and this is another trade that I caught really well. Now this was by accident. I didn't know anything about the 30-week moving average strategy back then. But look what happened. This was Stellar Lumens, and it was going sideways along with XRP, along with all the altcoins. But I think XRP popped out probably here, and then I was like, oh, look over at Stellar Lumens, put a bag in, and then bang, it ran all the way up here in a couple of days, and it was amazing. But same deal again. You can see here, if we look down at the volume, while price was jiggling around the 30 MA and it kind of kicked up. Couple of bigger days of volume compared to the last few days, pull back in volume, and then the volume ramps up again, right? And that was, really that pullback in volume was the ideal time to enter. But even if you entered on this day where it ran up in price, or the pullback the next day even, getting in at kind of 9 cents, which maybe, I think I got in here and then got in here on another bag, what were we looking at on that one? 150%, in 2 or 3 days. So these are the sort of moves that we can capture if we're keeping an eye on that 30-week MA breakout of a stage 1 or a sideways accumulation into a bang stage 2 kind of uptrend, right? Uptick in volume, pull back in volume, and then a massive uptick in volume. So this one's Codell Minerals, another one that I've done okay in. You can see here last year, this is what I didn't enter here, but I'm going to show you a couple of examples of where it breaks out. So this was, this one's a swing trader's dream, really. Hovering along the 30 MA, flips down below it, kind of sucks back down, gives you that moment where you think, oh, it's going to drop again. But all the while that's happening, you can see volume, even though it's low, it ticks up again, so it ticks up, and then bang, you get this big day of volume. But there was definitely this kind of slight warning in increases in volume. So you were going from 17 million the day before to up to 111 million. Even though the bars don't look big there, the percentage increase in volume was bigger, you know. So you could see there was accumulation. Even the price, though the price was going down and kind of went back up again, there was a clear uptick in volume. And then if you had kind of nibbled away at it, then bang, you caught this 100% day the next day, which was huge. And then, you know, several 100% over a couple of days, right? So already got 300% run there. Then, you know, if you rid that the whole way, you could have held on, or you could have sold out of the top and pretty much started again anywhere over here. But back here again is another perfect example of where volume kind of let us know the breakout was going to happen. So we were going sideways, you know, up, down, sideways. Then kind of price range tightens with these wicks here of this kind of 10.1 of a pence, right? So we're back here, 0.1 of a pence, can't break through. There's something, you know, there's something that alerts me to that. Then there's this big doji candle with an increase in volume. So we're kind of like, something's letting us know something's going on, right? And then, you know, because we're still above our 30 MA, so we're still technically an uptrend, but how do we know we're going to get the next big move, you know, the next little burst to the upside? Well, you know, big tick up in volume, pull back in volume, and then bigger volume, right? So if you were willing to kind of take the gamble on that candle, you got a bit of it, but the next day when there was volume, you could have set an order, you know, even to trigger at 11.11 of a pence there, and then kind of capture the rest of that move. And then more recently, and that's actually the one that I did capture, was this particular breakout of that point, you know, the 0.1 of a pence level. And I've ridden it all the way and actually just kind of sold out here because well, not all of it. I've sold out here because there's another thing I want to point to with Kodal Minerals. And once again, if this happens on any chart, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter what the asset is that it's super bullish, like big spike up, pullback, 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 spike up, pullback. But then now it's going in a bullish ascending triangle. So instead of pulling back and then spiking up and pulling back the next time, it's been grinding its way up, you know, and that's what Bitcoin did recently, where it made a higher high and then a slightly higher high and a slightly higher high. So if you kind of got down to the smaller time frames on this, you can see it a bit better where, you know, it's pointing up on the upper resistance level, and on the lower support level it's pointing up as well. So these things, when a flag goes upwards in an upward trend, it's bearish generally, you know, like is it 70-80% of the time these things are going to break to the downside. And the reason also why I believe it'll break to the downside is that it's followed this channel so nicely and reacted to it so nicely so many times, and it's up around there right now. Even if it goes a little bit higher, I think it will naturally pull back, and then that's where I will probably re-enter again if it hits this bottom edge of the channel again, which is still a higher low, but it's a pullback from its higher highs as well. So it's, you know, there's this other opportunity to get, you know, to sell out at half a pence and then get back in at kind of, you know, 0.1 of a pence, right? So this is the kind of swing trading stocks or, you know, moves you can capture and make really good profit out of. So I'm going to leave it there. Hope you're all learning something about the 30 MA volume breakouts. You know, there's definitely the Mansfield relative strength indicator that we want to be above zero when the move happens, and then I've also got a distance from moving average indicator down there to let me know when in general it thinks it's getting a little bit hot. You know, you can kind of see an average time when pullbacks happen, if you know what I mean, when it gets a certain amount, whether it's 100% or 150% from a moving average. All right, that is that for the day. I've been Jared. This has been Crypto Plan. Please do like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like informative, educational charting tips and techniques. Links in the description for some stockbrokers to buy stocks on, and Coinspot in Australia if you're into that. You can open an account and get $10 worth of Bitcoin in Australia. And until the next time, stay safe and bye for now. And thank you for watching. See ya.